everybody, welcome to May I Scraplift You Day 1. Today we are scraplifting, or a bunch of us are scraplifting. Crystal is the one who organized this. I thank her so much for having a list because it's so hard to pick who to scraplift. There's so many great people out there who do so many amazing things. So she created a list. A lot of us are following that list. I think some people are doing their own scrap lifters. But today, a majority of us are scrap lifting One Mommy Scrapping on Instagram. Crystal decided to just grab a bunch of Instagram people that were following. She was following. So we are scrap lifting them. One Mommy Scrapping. I picked this layout of hers. I really liked the subtle whole cut file filling up that area. Hers is nice and subtle. Mine will not be. I'm actually going to use this cut file from a Creative Cuts Club kit from back in 2019 when it first started, and I'm probably going to cut and have a bigger chunk of the page be this cut file. But I have these awesome pictures of my son driving a little car when he was just barely 4. We didn't even know he knew how to do this. And it ensued lots of giggles for me. I thought it was hilarious to watch. So we went to one of our kind of local zoos, parks, and he drove around a course, and it was very entertaining, and he had a blast despite his face being uber serious. So I'm gonna have multi-photos. She had one great photo. We're gonna do some great clustering, all that, and follow along with what she's got. But other than that, let's get started. So what drew me to One Mommy Scrapping's this layout was just like all the layers, all the fun layers behind her photo. So since she had one larger photo, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a little photo collage. So it acts as one giant photo because I have so many photos. All these photos could be cut down. And so I just make a collage out of them, which I'm really happy with, because really the scenery isn't what matters, right? It's my son. So I'm making a collage, trimming those down, and just putting them on one of these, they're 5x7. They're like matting packs. They're the best thing since sliced bread. I think they're 5x7. I don't remember. But I either got them at Hobby Lobby or Joann's, but I love them. I grab them all the time. Of course, the label thing's gone on them. But yeah, they look 5x7. They might even be like a weird 5.25 by 7.25 or something like that. So I'm doing that, and then I went through my stash because I'm also just finishing up with the Scraptastic Inspirations Rainbow Challenge, also with this layout. So I just went through my stash and found just tons of orange colored scraps, and I'm just gonna start layering. Lots and lots of layering. And what I like is that I did not plan this, but the wording on the side of his the little car he's driving is orange, so it kind of brings your attention to that. Like I said, it's not going to be all orange because then I've got the black cut file. But I'm just adding all those layers, and then I'll start working on the background. I'm going to create a couple tags out of a couple of the scraps. And then I've got some orange twine I'll put in them. But here we're going to work on the background. So I really like the idea of this wood grain because we're outside, lots of trees. But the backside is I love the grid. And I thought it would be cool to use the backside where the cut file is going to be. And I'm going to put some splatters of freshly squeezed colorings from Shimmers. And then we're going to put the cut file on top of that. And then we're going to cut it. So it ends up being, I want to say, is it 8 inches? I think so. This side's 8 inches. And then the other side's only 4. And then I grabbed this orange cardstock to mat the whole thing on. Just because 1, I'm trying to use that up, and then 2, that way I cut down my wood grain a little bit so it looks like this side's all this outline, and then the other side looks like it's outlined in orange with a strip of orange down the middle. Because One Mommy Scrappy had it where it was kind of accentuated on the one side, how she has the stitching. She had stitching around the left. I guess I could have it up in the corner. I'll make sure I have it up in the corner for you guys so you can kind of see it. So I really liked that look, how it was accentuated, that this was this section of the page and this was the section of the page.
Yeah, but I really like the way that looks. So I end up digging through my stash and using a lot of random stuff, which is super fun. I didn't really think about my title ahead of time. I wanted to have a clever one, but I end up using things that are like just laying around anyway, so that works out good for me. I'm always happy with that. In my journaling, we'll talk about what he's doing and why. And this was kind of an early birthday present from him. This was the year like we started the whole idea of for his birthdays, his aunts are just going to get him experiences, not things, which he's got enough stuff. So we enjoy that. And then we started doing too, like that's kind of what we get him as well as we get him stuff. So like this was the first year. We did it in June just because we wanted to make sure it was really nice out. But yeah, we took him to Como Zoo, Como Park, and then the next year we took him to Jurassic Quest, and then the next year we had his party at an underwater aquarium, or the Sea Life Aquarium at the Mall of America, which was awesome. And then part of our present then the following year, which we are so glad we got to go when we went to Monster Jam right before COVID stuff happened. So it was perfect timing. So yeah, what am I doing now? Let's just yam right on. I'm just looking through all my stuff, trying to find things. So I'm going to place all these little puffy cars and stuff. There's like motorcycles, tractor, truck, taxi, police car. I figured they work. They go around, so I might as well use them. Here's where I'm like, okay, now what? Well, let's do my journaling while I'm thinking. And yeah. So finish up my journaling. And then I'm going to actually end up going to pull in from, I have all of these, they're called doggy bags from Paper Issues. They're like one of my favorite things. It's just like you get this awesome envelope where Cassie like stuffs them full of just cut up pieces of paper, 3x4 cards, random embellishments, puffy stickers, whatever. So I'm going to go through, that's what I'm doing right here, is going through a bunch of them. And I end up pulling some things out. I end up adding some ticket stickers. I do have that one Scrap and Happy Studio Rough and Tumble, Flare. Yeah, I find Begin the Adventure, little ephemera piece in one of these bags. And then I go through my stash of just other random things and I find like a good arrow. I grab some wood veneer, or is it wood ephemera, wood chipboard, like it's wood. I feel like wood veneer doesn't sound right because it's not thin, but anyway, wood little like screws that kind of look like wheels. So from Shadney and her shop on Etsy. So I'm going to have those around. I'll try and link her below. I'll link Paper Issues down below. What else do I stick on here? Oh, in those little doggy bags, I find Happy, and then stickers that say Life. So that ends up being my title. And I don't really find a ton in my like leftover ephemera box here. But then I go into where I have all of my enamel dots, and I have like these super old enamel shapes. They're from, I don't even know. But there's a lot of like orange and blue and yellow. So I grab a bunch of those and kind of put a shape in each cluster area. Yeah, it just ends up being like an explosion of like layers and stuff. And that's what I loved about One Mommy Scrapping's layout. So I think I emulated it well. I think I was able to pull it off. So yeah, make sure you check out everybody else who's playing down below. Everybody might not be playing every day. I don't know if, at this point if I'm going to be playing every day, but I'm going to try my best because all the people that we picked for May I Scraplift You are also talented, and they kind of deserve to get a little shout out, which is super fun. The last thing I end up deciding to do, which you'll see here in a minute, is so my son was sitting down in, it's like our craft room, computer room, playroom. It's kind of like I have 1/3 of the room and they have, or I should say 2/3. I've taken over. But I decide that I need some tracks on my road. They don't end up being what I exactly wanted, but I asked him to bring me one of his Hot Wheels, and so he did. And I'm just going to use some white acrylic spray and put it on my glass mat and then roll the wheels of his Hot Wheel in it and then roll it onto the page. So you'll see that here in a second. It was kind of like, oh, wait, I want to add this. So I do that, and then, yeah, that here. So they look like some streaking from the tires on the page. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.